I'm Micaiah, and I designed the entire menu system and implemented most of the functionality behind it, such as the main menu and the buttons which navigate to different widgets from the main menu. And the options menu, the options on this page that change the resolution here, that change the volume here, and change the sensitivity here. All of these settings are stored, all the variables for these settings are stored in the Arena game instance which I created to keep these settings consistent throughout the game execution. I also designed and implemented the escape menu, which functions similarly to the main menu, where these buttons just navigate to different widgets. I designed the networking and loadout menu pages, however, I was not responsible for functionality behind them. I was only responsible for the map selection drop-down, which can be seen here, and the back functionality on the loadout page, which is the same as the options back functionality here. They are identical. This is particularly important because both the options and loadout menus are available both in-game and out-of-game, and they need to return to the correct respective locations.
This is Luke Carmichael, just a very quick overview of my contributions. So the first one is in my networking blueprint where we create the rooms. So the host can make a room, they can enter their IP address to host it so that anyone can join, or they can choose LAN so that only people in the local network can join it. We also have join hosted session where people can join sessions hosted by other people. Very quickly, you got the SWAT. This is the character and his animation. So we choose the animation based off of the weapon. So if they're holding a weapon that would be a pistol grip, we use the pistol state machine, or we use the rifle one. They're almost the same, so I'll just show the pistol one. We have a basic state machine that will move between idle, jogging, running, and jumping. Just quickly inside the jog, we have blend spaces, which allow us to move the character around as necessary, and it's pretty much identical for the rifle.
Hey, my name is Connor, and I mainly did the parkour movement and game mode kill tally logic. So these are 3 widgets I made: game win, game lose, and tab menu, which Micaiah helped me a bit on. To determine if a player has won or lost the game, we'll iterate through all the players in the game, and then check if one has reached the appropriate kill tally. If so, we'll replicate a winning or losing screen to the client based on their player controller. I have over 40 events, functions, and macros across all movement files. I can't cover everything, but for standard movement, every key press is replicated to the server, and this is applied to setting crouch, sprint variables, actually sprinting, setting crouch variables, actually crouching, sliding, camera tilting, and gradual sprinting. A cool function to cover is this calculate floor influence. So this applies a downwards force to a player currently on a slope while sliding, and this just checks if the player is currently on a slope. Character parkour is based on a numerator to check which state of the parkour the character is currently in. So here I have a loop which checks which state of parkour the character is currently in. So for example, go through wall running. I use gates to check if it's currently in a wall run. I'll go through here. Are they currently in a wall run? If so, I can run the wall run movement. This line trace just checks if the character is currently stuck to a wall. If so, we can apply a force to the wall, apply a force forwards to keep them moving, and downwards to act as gravity.
Hello, my name is Justin, and the first thing I worked on this project was the Loadout Widget and Loadout Save. Micaiah changed the design. So we can go to the back end here. We create and save the loadout file here with the 4 variables. We can reset with the reset button, and when we change the box, the drop down box, it saves it. And I also created the weapon base component, which is the parent of all the other weapons. We can see all the variables here, and we can see the time between shots calculated here as well. Here's an example of one of the weapons. We set the emitter and the headshot emitter. We set some basic variables, and here we can also set the model. In the first person character, this is where we set the weapon on begin play. This is where it's assigned, and the model is attached to the gun slot of the player. Back in the weapon, we have the input, which is when you press left click, we shoot. We start the fire, and we also have the stop fire, which cancels the automatic fire. When you shoot, we get the weapon. We see if it's automatic or semi-automatic, and based on that, it does slightly different things. In the shoot logic here, we create a line by trace. We check if we hit anything. We check if it's a headshot, and we apply the appropriate damage. Connor did this, and Arnold changed this. I also did the reload, which stops all fire, prevents all fire for a second, and then sets your ammo to the maximum of the gun you have. I also do the damage detection, which is called when the point damage is hit. We damage the actor here, and we calculate the damage here. We get the player's armor value from the save. We also get the ammo type of the shooter from their save, and we calculate their damage reduction based on that, and then set the current HP of the target player hit. I also did the kill player and respawning logic. We can see here on handle kill is where we regular the player, we simulate the physics, we remove all the input. Further down the line is when we remove the weapon, and we unpossess, respawn the player, destroy the actor.
Hello, my name is Arnold. I was mostly involved in working with the guns. So we have our input fire, our shooting, which checks if there's if it's automatic, if it's a semi-auto. We also have the replicate shoot, which is which does the actual work for shooting. It calls down to the shotgun shoot, which actually does the line traces. Also the reload and the stopping of the automatic fire. Also the replicating of the gun effects. I've also done some work on the HUD, so the percentages of the health, armor, bullets, and the work on this the image, which changes depending on what type of gun you have.
Now we can see the code of the red cube. When the event starts executing, we get the instance of the first-person character, which is a current player. Then we get the number of the bullets for the current player and recorded it as the number of additional bullets. Next is the logic of the trigger. First, we need to determine that the player touches and not other actors. After the player touches, the cube will destroy itself, and then it will assign the player's current armor number to the previously recorded armor number.